Hi guys, welcome to this little video. Today I'm going to set the fuel mixtures on two motorcycles using Colortune spark plugs. If you haven't seen these before, they're just a spark plug with a clear window in it which enables you to see the burn or the colour of the flame. Really good for fuel mixtures. So the engines we'll be tuning are both reconditioned, haven't even been run in, so they're in perfect nick internally. One of them's a highly modified XS 650, big bore, rephased, big valves, that sort of thing. Already set the timing. Timing's been retarded on this one. I expect we'll have to set it a little rich, try and keep it a bit cooler. The other one is just a standard XS 650, no modifications. It's got a high voltage ignition, as does the other one. They both have stainless headers. The timing on this one has been set as standard carbs, so we'll just hopefully set this one as it should be. Okay, I'll warm up the bikes and we'll use the colour tunes to get the flame colour right. Okay, bike's warmed up, colour tune is in. When you've got these high voltage ignition coils and electronic ignition in place of points, just remember never to crank it over without it actually connected to the plug. It'll burn things out. So anyway, we've got that in. I'm not going to be able to do any talking while this is running, so just take note of the exhaust noise, and we'll also look at the colour of the flame as we set the low speed jet on the carburetor. He's just setting the low speed up to about quarter throttle on these bikes. Is just done with a screw behind the throttle cable there. They're all different, all bikes are different, but they'll have a low speed jet somewhere. Anyway, so we're looking for a nice blue colour. Light blue to white is too lean, yellow to orange is too rich. So we'll watch the flame, listen to the exhaust, see how we go. Okay, I'll start the bike up and we'll give it a shot. Okay, so I don't know if you could hear that, but as we leaned up the mixture, there was a very slight misfire, so it's not always catching the ignition. The spark plug is not always igniting when you sort of gets to the right colour flame, what I perceive to be the right colour flame, a nice blue colour. So I don't want to run it too rich. That's the only way to get rid of that popping, it would seem. So I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try and make the spark plug gap ever so slightly larger. These are a domed piston, so one more other thing we can do is put the spark into the centre of the cylinder by indexing the plugs. I'll show you how to do that. We'll try and get the spark into the flame and just open up the plug just slightly more, and then we'll have another go at resetting it. Okay, so I've got the same problem with both of my machines. When I get the mixtures where I want them, I'm just getting a very slight misfire. So I'm going to try and combat that by putting the spark more into the centre of the piston. Try not to shield the electrode with the spark plug earth. So indexing the plugs, what we want to do is we put a line there in line with the earth pin on our plug. So when our plug is in place, we want to see that line. That's going to put our electrode more into the centre. I'm also going to open up that gap. Currently the gap is set at factory specs. I can open it up a little bit more because I've got the high voltage coils. I probably really need to do this on the worked engine, but we'll just try it on a standard as well, see if we can get rid of that misfire. I'd like to not run it any richer than I need to, so it's just sort of experimentation, see if any of these little things make a difference now. The bikes are basically tuned. I just want to get it as spot on as I can by tinkering with these things. Okay, I'll do that, reinsert the plugs, see how we go. I'm only going to open up these gaps ever so slightly.